Hello everyone. This week I want to do a video on data analytics and the return on investment in data analytics, one of my favorite topics. So I found this research note that suggests that analytics pays back $13.01 for every dollar spent. That equates to 1,301% return, which is incredible. I think that beats most of best fund managers in the world. So how is that possible using just data? And I have a war story, if you like, of my own, where it was not the most sophisticated analytics, but it definitely had an amazing return that I thought I would use. So this happened fairly early on in my career. And was very illustrative for me and my personal development around the power of data analytics. So, in general, I think the things that lead to the most successful data monetizations is that, like I said, it's not about the data or the analytics. It's more about how you use it and the use cases that you select to apply it to. Um, in this example, it is a court case. I think court cases are really good in that it's quite a pure, if you like, uh, application of data and monetization, in that you always have some monetary values that are being argued over in court, and then evidence, which is essentially data, if you like, that then support or refute whatever it is that the two parties are disputing over. So in this case, I've anonymized a lot of these numbers, but the order of magnitude is still the same, and the basic premise of this court case is still the same. So what happened was that we were hired by the defendant who was being sued for $60 million. So how everyone arrived to the $60 million amount had already been combed over by multiple teams of accountants and multiple teams of lawyers over many years that this court case was running. And they decided that they would bring in the data analysts, aka me and my team, to just have a go and see if we come out with a different answer. So our approach was different to the accountants and lawyers previously, in that we got delivered a transaction database that contained about 8 years or so worth of sales. The database had about 100 million records from memory, and along with this transaction database, we were given a list of criteria by the lawyers that, based on the legal argument at hand and some theories they wanted to prove or refute, that any transactions that fall under this criteria should be excluded from the $60 million. So if we were able to find these transactions, it would provide a monetary benefit for the client. So we went through, the transaction database was kind of messy, so we had to clean up a little bit, coded up some custom rules, found a bunch of transactions that did meet the criteria. And what those transactions had the effect of was lowering that 60 million by $12 million to 48 million. So minus 12 million, which is good, but clearly $48 million is still a very, very large number. And by this time, as a consulting aside, we had racked up about $60,000 worth of fees in order to get to that $48 million number. And as a consultant, you never know how the client is going to react to your findings. You just try to do the best you can. But I do have to say we were slightly nervous around how our clients would react. So nonetheless, we took our humble spreadsheet and went to the lawyer's beautiful, very high-rise harbour view offices in the heart of Sydney and showed them what we had. And to our relief and astonishment, they were absolutely delighted with the result. And the first thing that the partner that we were reporting to was that from the other approaches, they had actually only gotten 55 million as the number versus the 48 million that we had. So a difference of 7 million that would represent direct earnings to the client in this court case, if you take on a very pure form. And our approach was based directly on this transaction database, which was from the other side, the plaintiff's side. So it was actually more irrefutable in a way, depending on how you think the court would take it. So if you just take this particular case on face value, that for $60,000 of fees, we were able to save a client $7 million. That equates to $116.66 per $1 spent, or a return of 11,666. Great number there, 666 percent return. So here's the story of how data analytics can provide a particular use case with an 11,666% return. Hope you find it helpful. If you like this video, please follow me on LinkedIn or reach out and connect with me. I love to hear your thoughts. I post weekly videos on data analytics or careers in data analytics, and my back catalog is also on YouTube. If you just search for Do Data on YouTube, my channel will come up. Thanks for watching.